The Morgan Report with David Morgan. Discover how to build and protect your wealth at themorganreport.com.
David Morgan with the weekly update for the week ending 22 November 2024. Well, I am in the hotel, the Hilton, at the New Orleans Investment Conference, and it's the 50th anniversary of this show. A little background for many of you that probably don't know some of the history behind this event. This is, as far as I understand, probably one of the first gold shows in the United States. The founder, James Blanchard III, was instrumental in founding the company that started this conference. He was a teenager when he had a broken back. He ended up as a paraplegic, but that didn't slow him down any. He was instrumental in the gold movement. In fact, he had, after Nixon closed the gold window on the second inauguration, there was a plane that flew over the Washington, D.C. area pulling a banner that said legalize gold. On a few occasions, James Blanchard III actually had some gold in his possession, which was illegal to be owned at that time. And he actually baited, you might say, the authorities to arrest him for having displayed his gold. Nothing came of that. However, Gerald Ford, at least the rumor is, according to Wikipedia, Gerald Ford saw an ad from the Blanchard Company about gold being illegal for Americans to own. And during the Ford administration, gold was re-legalized for Americans to own. So credit James Blanchard III for all of that. And on top of that, one of the stories that I read about years and years ago, so trust my memory or don't, but he also had his driver take him to Washington, D.C., and he got out and basically made a proclamation that you, meaning the American government, do not understand what you're doing by taking us off a dollar standard that's backed by gold, that a lot of things will happen in the future that'll be very detrimental to the overall society, to the financial functions of the United States, and a lot of things that we're actually witnessing now. And so certainly ahead of his time, very much had an influence on me and my thinking on this journey toward the sound or honest money situation. And here it is 50 years later after the founding, and I am very grateful to be part of this event. So moving on, there were several companies that we visited their booths and got the whole rundown on them. We'll be talking about those in both the free edition of the newsletter and the membership portion of the website. Also, we'll probably be writing about some of the events that went on here. This is one of the, I don't know how many years Brian Lennon has done this, but it's been a real event, obviously, and it was about $1,000 to attend, and there was a virtual event for $200 if you just want to do it virtually. I know he hasn't done that every year. I don't know how many years actually he has done that, but you probably can purchase it after the fact. I'm not certain of that, whether that's true or not. But a lot of great speakers, a lot of good commentary, a lot of provocative things, and I will review my speech for the members here when I get back to my home state. But I spoke about the new monetary system, took it from the ground all the way up to the top, which is the BIS, the Bank of International Settlements, and basically outlined everything that they have on their website regarding the new monetary system and what testing they've already done. They've done a few case studies about it and tested it, and how the whole thing is very beneficial for transactions, taking less time, being less friction, meaning they cost a lot less. International stuff taking much, much less time and effort than ever before. And then, of course, there's balancing the privacy, which they claim on their website. And I spoke about that there will be big transactions that will be basically traced and monitored. And the small privacy ones, if you buy a candy bar, as an example, don't worry about it. We're not going to worry about it. And I made a joke about that I'll go into later. So on balance, I think it was one of the better shows. One thing that I will say is somewhat disappointing to me personally, and that is that here we are with gold making a new high not many weeks ago. And you would think, or I would think, that with that kind of a move in the gold market, that this conference would be larger than it is. The spaces here could hold many more people than are here. It's not poorly attended. I'd say it's average to above average. But when you have a commodity, a stock, a convention surrounding something that's making new highs, usually you would see a little more fervor around that situation. That's not what I'm seeing here. I think the mood is overall cautiously optimistic. And of course, the one thing that many on the trade show floor are witnessing is the fact that gold is doing quite well, but the gold mining sector is not participating at this time. Excuse me. And I do think that will correct. In other words, you will see the gold miners come up, and that will spill down into the mid tiers and the juniors and explorers and all that. But we're a little ways off from that. My final comment is that I think, as I've said in the past, that both gold and silver, I think, are in a high level consolidation. I think it's going to go through the end of the year, and it could even go longer. So that's my final word. Again, be back with me next week with another weekly perspective. This is David Morgan of MorganReport.com signing out.